The alarm clock rings, and before your eyes are even fully open, the rush begins. The mental to-do list starts scrolling like a news ticker in your mind. The worries of yesterday creep back in, and the pressure of the day ahead lands on your chest like a heavy weight. You are awake, but are you centered? Are you starting your day with intention? Or are you already reacting to the chaos of the world? Most of us begin our mornings in a state of low-level panic, rushing from one task to the next, hoping to catch up, hoping to survive. But what if there was another way? What if the first hour of your day wasn't a race, but a ritual? What if you could build a fortress of calm so strong that no matter what happens today, no matter the traffic, the emails, the difficult people, you would remain unshakable? This morning is different. This morning, we are pressing the pause button on the world. For the next hour, you are going to reclaim your mind. You are going to sharpen your focus, not with caffeine, but with clarity. We are going to journey through the ancient wisdom of Zen, using stories and teachings that have guided warriors, monks, and emperors for centuries to find their center in the midst of battle. You don't need to do anything right now but listen. You don't need to be anywhere but here. Whether you are drinking your coffee, stretching your body, or simply sitting in the quiet of the dawn, let these words be the foundation upon which you build a masterpiece of a day. This is your time. This is your armor. This is your awakening. Let us begin by grounding ourselves in the present moment, the only time that truly exists. The past is a memory, a ghost that cannot hurt you unless you invite it in. The future is a fantasy, a dream that has not yet arrived. Right now, in this second, there is only the sensation of your breath and the beating of your heart. Close your eyes for a moment if you can, or simply soften your gaze. Take a deep breath in through your nose, imagining that you are inhaling the cool, fresh energy of the morning. Feel it waking up your cells, clearing the fog from your brain. Hold it at the top, feeling the fullness of life. And now, exhale slowly, letting go of the stale air of yesterday, letting go of the tension in your shoulders, letting go of the need to rush. You are here. You are safe. You are ready. There is a famous Zen story about a young student who asked his master, "Master, how do I enter the path of Zen? How do I find enlightenment?" The master was drinking his morning tea and looked up at the student. "Have you finished your breakfast?" the master asked. "Yes, master," the student replied. "Then go and wash your bowl," the master said. The student was confused. He expected a profound philosophical teaching, a secret mantra, or a complex meditation technique. But the master simply told him to do the task that was right in front of him. Wash the bowl. This simple instruction holds the secret to a focused and centered life. We are often so focused on the big goals, the career, the relationship, the enlightenment, that we miss the actual living of our lives. We are thinking about the meeting while we are brushing our teeth. We are worrying about the bills while we are eating breakfast. We are never fully doing what we are doing. We are scattered. To wash your bowl means to give your complete attention to the present action. It means that when you are drinking tea, you are just drinking tea. When you are walking, you are just walking. This is the practice of mindfulness, or what the Buddhists call *sati*. It is not about clearing your mind of thoughts. It is about filling your mind with the present moment. Imagine how different your day would be if you applied this principle. Instead of multitasking and doing 3 things poorly, you do one thing with absolute precision and presence. When you are writing an email, you are fully there, choosing each word with care. When you are listening to a colleague, you are fully listening, not planning your response. This quality of attention transforms the mundane into the sacred. It turns a chore into a meditation, and more importantly, it conserves your energy. Multitasking drains your battery. Presence recharges it. Today, make a commitment to wash your bowl. Whatever is in front of you, give it your full self. As you move through your morning routine, notice the textures, the smells, the sounds. Feel the warmth of the water on your hands. Smell the aroma of your coffee. Hear the sound of the birds outside. These are anchors. They hold you in the now. When your mind starts to drift into worry about the future, gently bring it back to the sensation of the now. I am here. I am washing the bowl. I am safe. This is how you build a centered mind, one moment at a time. You don't have to control the whole day. You just have to inhabit this moment. Now, let us consider the nature of the mind itself. The Buddhists often compare the untrained mind to a wild monkey jumping from branch to branch, screeching, restless, and never staying still. This monkey mind is the source of our anxiety. It tells us we aren't doing enough. It replays awkward conversations from 10 years ago. It invents catastrophes that will never happen. Most of us spend our lives chasing this monkey, trying to argue with it, trying to shut it up. But you cannot fight the monkey mind with force. The more you fight it, the louder it screams. The Zen approach to the monkey mind is different. We do not fight it, we observe it. We give it a job. Imagine your mind as a wide blue sky. The thoughts, the worries, the plans, the fears are just clouds floating through the sky. The clouds come, and the clouds go. Sometimes they are dark and stormy. Sometimes they are white and fluffy. But the sky is never harmed by the clouds. The sky remains vast, open, and untouched. You are the sky. You are not the thoughts. This morning, practice becoming the observer of your thoughts. When a worry pops up, I'm going to be late. I'm not prepared. Don't grab onto it. Don't engage with it. Just say, there is a worry cloud. Watch it float by. Don't judge it. Don't try to push it away. Just let it be. By not engaging, you deprive the thought of energy. It eventually dissolves on its own. This is the power of detachment. You are stepping back from the drama of your own mind and resting in the stillness of your true self. Let's deepen the sense of stability with the story of the samurai and the tea master. A long time ago, a tea master inadvertently offended a rough, aggressive Ronin, a masterless samurai. The Ronin challenged the tea master to a duel. The tea master was terrified. He had never held a sword in his life. He was a man of peace, of rituals, of gentle movements. He knew he would be killed. In desperation, he went to a famous Zen sword master and asked for advice. "Teach me how to die like a warrior," he begged. The sword master looked at him and said, "I cannot teach you the way of the sword in a few hours. But I can tell you this. Treat the duel as if you were serving tea. Prepare your mind exactly as you do for the tea ceremony. Forget about life and death. Forget about the enemy. Focus completely on the ritual. When you face him, hold your sword as if you are holding your tea whisk. Raise it with the same calm intention, and strike with the same serenity." The tea master understood. He went to the meeting place. The Ronin was there, pacing, looking fierce. The tea master did not tremble. He stood perfectly still. He closed his eyes for a moment, visualizing his tea room, the steam rising from the kettle, the smell of matcha. He centered himself in his art. He opened his eyes, which were now pools of absolute calm. He looked at the Ronin without fear. He raised his sword slowly, gracefully, with perfect balance, just as he would raise his ladle. He waited. The Ronin watched him. He saw no fear. He saw no opening. He saw a man who was completely at peace with death. The Ronin's confidence crumbled. He realized he was facing a different kind of strength, a strength he couldn't cut with a sword. He slowly lowered his weapon, bowed deeply, and said, "I cannot fight you. You have already won." And he walked away. This story teaches us that true power does not come from aggression or physical strength. It comes from inner stillness. The tea master survived because he was centered. He brought the calm of his morning ritual into the chaos of the duel. You can do the same. Your work, your challenges, your difficult conversations, these are your duels. If you enter them with a scattered mind, full of fear, you have already lost. But if you enter them with the mind of the tea master, focused, present, and calm, you become invincible. Think of your morning routine as your tea ceremony. It is the time where you cultivate the state of mind you want to carry into the world. If you rush through your morning, you are practicing anxiety. You are training yourself to be scattered. But if you move through your morning with deliberate slowness, with intention, you are training yourself to be centered. You are building the muscle of focus. So when the Ronin of a stressful email or an angry client appears, You don't react with fear. You respond with the grace of the tea master. You raise your sword, your wisdom, your skills with calm precision. As you continue to listen, feel your body settling into a natural rhythm. Your breath is steady. Your mind is clearing. You are building a reservoir of tranquility. This reservoir is what you will draw from when the day gets busy, when you feel the stress rising. Later today, remember this feeling. Remember the tea master. Take a breath, center yourself, and come back to the tea ceremony of the present moment. Now, let us address the concept of right intention. In Buddhism, everything begins with intention. Before you take a step, you must know where you are going. Before you start your day, you must decide who you want to be. Most of us start our day on autopilot. We let the world dictate our mood. If the traffic is bad, we are angry. If the news is sad, we are depressed. We are reactive. To be centered means to be proactive. It means setting an intention for how you will show up regardless of what happens around you. Take a moment right now to set an intention for today. It doesn't have to be a big goal like finish the project. It can be a quality of being. Today, I will be patient. Today, I will be kind. Today, I will be focused. Today, I will not let others disturb my peace. Say it to yourself. Anchor it in your mind. This intention is your compass. When you get lost in the forest of distractions, your intention will guide you back to the path. There is a story of a traveler who came across 3 stonecutters working in a quarry. He asked the first man, "What are you doing?" The man looked up, wiping sweat from his brow, and said grumpily, "I am cutting stones. Can't you see? It's hard, back-breaking work." The traveler moved to the second man and asked the same question, "What are you doing?" The second man replied, "I am earning a living to feed my family. It's a job." The traveler moved to the third man, who was cutting the stone with great care and a small smile on his face. "What are you doing?" the traveler asked. The third man looked up with shining eyes and said, "I am building a cathedral." All 3 men were doing the exact same task, but their experience of the task was completely different because of their intention. The first man saw it as torture. The second man saw it as a duty. The third man saw it as a purpose. He saw the bigger picture. He connected his small action to a grand vision. How do you view your tasks today? Are you just cutting stones? Or are you building a cathedral? Even the most boring, repetitive tasks can be transformed if you connect them to a higher purpose. Answering emails is not just typing. It is facilitating communication and helping people. Cleaning the house is not just a chore. It is creating a sanctuary for yourself and your family. When you change your perspective, you change your energy. You move from resistance to flow. You move from boredom to engagement. Today, as you go about your work, try to see the cathedral. Remind yourself why you are doing what you are doing. Connect to the service, the contribution, the value you are creating. This sense of purpose is a powerful centering force. It gives you dignity and drive. It keeps you focused when the work gets hard. Let us explore the quality of equanimity, or ****. This is the ability to remain balanced amidst the highs and lows of life. It is like the keel of a sailboat deep underwater, keeping the boat stable even when the wind tips it over. Without a keel, the boat capsizes. Without equanimity, we are tossed around by every compliment and every criticism. Imagine a mountain. The weather changes constantly around the mountain. Sometimes it is sunny and warm, sometimes it rains. Sometimes there are violent storms with thunder and lightning. Sometimes it snows and everything is frozen. Does the mountain change? No. The mountain remains solid, grounded, and immovable. It witnesses the weather, but it does not become the weather. You are the mountain. The events of your day are the weather. A rude comment from a coworker is a gust of wind. A traffic jam is a rain shower. A success is a ray of sun. Enjoy the sun, prepare for the rain, but do not mistake yourself for the weather. Do not let your inner state be determined by external circumstances. This is the ultimate freedom. To be able to say, the world is chaotic, but I am at peace. There is a practice you can do today to cultivate this mountain-like stability. It is called grounding. Whenever you feel overwhelmed or scatterbrained, take a moment to feel your feet on the floor. Literally, feel the contact points between your soles and the ground. Wiggle your toes. Imagine roots growing out of your feet, going deep into the earth. Visualize yourself drawing up stability from the ground. This simple physical act brings your energy down from your racing head into your body. It anchors you. It reminds you that you are supported. Another powerful tool for mental clarity is the practice of single tasking. We live in a culture that glorifies multitasking, but research and Zen wisdom shows that the brain cannot truly multitask. It simply switches attention back and forth very rapidly, which degrades the quality of thought and exhausts the brain. It creates a state of continuous partial attention. You are never fully anywhere. Zen teaches us to do one thing at a time. When you walk, walk. When you eat, eat. When you read, read. Try this today. Set a timer for 20 minutes and commit to doing only one task. Close all other tabs. Put your phone away. Give that one task your undivided devotion. You will be amazed at two things. First, how much faster you finish the task. And second, how calm you feel while doing it. There is a deep satisfaction and full engagement. It is a form of flow. Let's listen to a story about a Zen master and his overflowing cup. A university professor went to visit a famous Zen master. The professor was full of his own opinions, theories, and knowledge. He talked and talked, interrupting the master, trying to impress him. The master listened patiently and then proposed they have tea. He poured his visitor's cup full and then kept on pouring. The tea rose to the rim and began to spill over the table and onto the professor's robes. "Stop," shouted the professor. "The cup is full. No more will go in." "Like this cup," the master said, "you are full of your own opinions and speculations. How can I show you Zen unless you first empty your cup? This morning, you need to empty your cup. You are likely full of yesterday's problems, full of today's anxieties, full of assumptions about how the day will go. This meeting will be boring. I won't finish my work. Traffic will be terrible. These assumptions fill your mind and leave no room for the actual experience of the day. They blind you to new possibilities. Empty your cup. Let go of what you think you know about today. Approach this day with beginner's mind, or asterisk shash and asterisk. This is a mind that is open, eager, and free of preconceptions. In the beginner's mind, there are many possibilities. In the expert's mind, there are few. When you look at your partner, look at them as if for the first time. When you look at your work, see it with fresh eyes. Maybe the meeting won't be boring. Maybe you will find a creative solution. Maybe the traffic will give you time to listen to a great podcast. When you empty your cup, you make space for life to surprise you. You make space for joy. You make space for clarity. A cluttered mind is a confused mind. An empty mind is a focused mind. Visualize yourself tipping your mental cup over and pouring out the stale tea of the past. Watch it drain away. Now your cup is clean and empty, ready to receive the fresh tea of the present moment. As we move deeper into this hour of centering, consider the concept of non-judgment. A huge amount of our mental energy is wasted on judging things. This is good. This is bad. I like this. I hate this. He is stupid. She is annoying. This constant internal commentary creates friction. It separates us from reality. It creates a layer of emotional noise that clouds our clarity. What if, just for today, you stop judging? What if you just observed? Instead of saying, "This rain is terrible," you just say, "It is raining." Instead of saying, "He is a jerk," you say, "He is acting in an angry way." Do you feel the difference? The judgment adds a layer of suffering. The observation is neutral. It allows you to deal with the facts without the emotional baggage. There is a Zen story about a farmer whose horse ran away. The neighbors said, "Such bad luck." The farmer said, "Maybe." The next day the horse came back with 3 wild horses. The neighbors said, "Such good luck." The farmer said, "Maybe." The next day his son tried to ride a wild horse, fell, and broke his leg. The neighbors said, Such bad luck. The farmer said, maybe. The next day the army came to draft soldiers, but passed the son by because of his broken leg. The neighbors said, such good luck. The farmer said, maybe. The farmer had mastered non-judgment. He understood that we never know the full picture. We don't know if an event is ultimately good or bad because the consequences are still unfolding. By resting in the maybe, by resting in the not knowing, he saved himself from the emotional roller coaster. He remained centered regardless of what happened. Today, when something bad happens, a delay, a mistake, a rejection, try to channel the farmer. Whisper to yourself, maybe. Don't rush to label it as a disaster. It might be leading you to something better. It might be a necessary lesson. Keep your mind open. Keep your center. Feel the strength building in your spine. You are becoming more solid. The frantic energy of the morning rush is being replaced by a cool, calm determination. You are not just getting ready for the day. You are getting ready for life. You are putting on your spiritual armor. Let's talk about the power of silence. In our noisy world, silence is a rare commodity. But silence is where the mind heals. Silence is where clarity is born. If you start your day with news, social media, and music, you are immediately filling your mind with other people's noise. You are giving away your mental real estate before you have even claimed it for yourself. Try to incorporate a few minutes of noble silence into your morning. Turn off the radio in the car. Sit in quiet while you drink your coffee. Don't check your phone until you have been awake for 30 minutes. Protect the silence of your morning. This silence acts as a buffer. It allows your own thoughts to bubble up. It allows your intuition to speak. Many of the greatest ideas come in moments of silence, not moments of busyness. Imagine your mind as a jar of river water. If you keep shaking it, the water is cloudy with mud and sand. You can't see through it. But if you set the jar down on a table and let it sit still, the mud settles to the bottom and the water becomes clear. Silence is setting the jar down. It allows the sediment of your thoughts to settle so you can see clearly. You have the power to create this clarity every single morning. It is a choice. It is a discipline. As we approach the middle of our journey, I want to invite you to take a tangible step toward making this peace a permanent part of your life. If you are feeling a shift in your energy, if you feel the chaos subsiding and a new clarity emerging, consider subscribing to our community. By doing so, you are not just clicking a button. You are making a vow to yourself. You are saying, I prioritize my peace. I value my mind. I am committed to starting my days with intention. Join us and let us build a sanctuary of sanity and a crazy world together. We are here every day, offering you the tools to return to your center. You don't have to do this alone. Now, let us return to the breath. Inhale, exhale. Think about the concept of letting go. We carry so much unnecessary baggage. We carry grudges. We carry guilt. We carry the need to be right. We carry the need to be liked. These are heavy burdens. They slow us down. They fog our minds. Imagine you are hiking up a beautiful mountain. The higher you go, the better the view. But you are carrying a backpack filled with rocks. Each rock represents an attachment. I need this project to be perfect. I need him to apologize. I need to control the outcome. You are sweating, struggling, barely able to look up at the view because the weight is crushing you. Zen says, drop the rocks. You don't need them. You can walk up the mountain without them. In fact, you will walk faster and happier. Letting go doesn't mean you don't care. It means you stop clinging. You do your best work, and then you let go of the result. You speak your truth, and then you let go of the reaction. You love freely, and you let go of the expectation. When you let go of the need to control everything, a tremendous amount of energy is released. Energy that was tied up in worry is now available for creativity. Energy that was tied up in defense is now available for connection. You become lighter. You become more flexible. There is a story of two monks traveling together, a senior monk and a junior monk. They came to a river with a strong current. As they were preparing to cross, they saw a young, beautiful woman attempting to cross. She was scared of the current. She asked if they could help her. The monks had taken a vow not to touch women, The junior monk looked away, adhering strictly to the rule, but the senior monk, without saying a word, picked the woman up, carried her across the river, placed her gently on the dry ground, and continued on his way. The junior monk was shocked. He followed the senior monk in silence, but his mind was churning. He was angry. How could he do that? He broke the vow. It's a sin. Hours passed. Finally, the junior monk couldn't hold it in anymore. Brother, he burst out, we are not permitted to touch women. How could you carry the woman across the river? The senior monk stopped, looked at the junior monk with a smile, and said, Brother, I put the woman down on the other side of the river hours ago. Why are you still carrying her? This story illustrates the weight of mental clinging. The senior monk performed the necessary action in the moment and then let it go completely. His mind was clear. The junior monk, who didn't physically touch the woman, was mentally carrying her for hours. He was weighed down by his judgment, his rigid rules, his replay of the past. What are you still carrying from yesterday or from last year? Is there a conversation you are replaying? A mistake you are beating yourself up over? Realize that the event is over. You are on the other side of the river. Put it down. It is not happening now. It is only happening in your mind. Visualize yourself taking off that heavy backpack. Set it down by the side of the road. Feel the lightness in your shoulders. Walk away from it. You are free. You are here, in this fresh, new morning, unencumbered by the past. This is the essence of mental clarity. A mind that does not stick. A mind like a mirror. A mirror reflects everything perfectly. A flower, a fire, a face. But when the object moves away, the mirror does not hold onto the image. It becomes empty again, ready to reflect the next thing. Be like the mirror. Reflect the moment perfectly, and then let it go. As you integrate these teachings, you are rewiring your brain. You are moving from a scarcity mindset, there is not enough time, not enough energy, to an abundance mindset, I have enough, I am enough. When you are centered, you realize that time is elastic. When you are rushing, an hour feels like a minute. When you are present, a minute feels like an hour. You actually gain time by slowing down. Think of a spinning wheel. The outer edge of the wheel is moving very fast. It is dizzying. But the center of the wheel, the hub, is perfectly still. Yet, the hub controls the movement of the whole wheel. You want to be the hub, not the rim. You want to be the still point around which the day revolves. When the chaos of the day starts, the spinning mails flying, phones ringing, people demanding, don't run out to the rim. Go deeper into the hub. Retreat into your breath. Retreat into your intention. From that place of stillness, you can handle anything. You can direct the wheel without getting dizzy. This requires practice. It requires catching yourself when you start to drift outward. I am rushing. I am at the rim. Stop. Breathe. Return to the center. I am the hub. You are building a sanctuary inside yourself. A place where you can always go. No one can take the sanctuary away from you. It doesn't depend on your job, your bank account, or your relationship status. It depends only on your awareness. It is your birthright. The morning is the time to clean the sanctuary, to sweep the floor of your mind, to light the incense of intention, to open the windows of gratitude. Yes, gratitude. It is the quickest way to shift your vibration. Before you start your work, think of 3 things you are grateful for. Not big things, small things. The taste of your coffee, the fact that you have eyes to see, the comfort of your chair. Gratitude pulls you out of what is missing and anchors you in what is present. It is an instant mood lifter. It clears the fog of negativity. A clear mind is a grateful mind. A clear mind is a present mind. A clear mind is a centered mind. You have the tools now. You have the bowl. You have the tea. You have the sword. You have the mountain. You have the mirror. These are your weapons against chaos. These are your keys to the kingdom of calm. As you step forward into the light of the morning, carry these tools with you not as heavy burdens, but as invisible keys that unlock the doors of ease and efficiency, transforming every obstacle into a gate. You are now entering the second phase of your morning activation, moving from the internal grounding of the self to the external mastery of your environment, a shift that requires you to hold your center even when the world spins. It is one thing to feel peaceful while sitting in silence. It is another to maintain the peace when the phone starts ringing and the demands of the world come knocking, threatening to pull you off balance. This is the true test of the Zen practitioner. Can you hold your center in the marketplace amidst the noise and the haste? Can you be the calm eye of the storm? The answer is yes, but it requires a fundamental shift in how you view your work and your interactions. You must stop seeing them as interruptions to your peace and start seeing them as the practice itself. The email is not an annoyance. It is a bell of mindfulness. The difficult conversation is not a battle. It is a dojo for your patience. Let us explore the concept of work as meditation, a principle that dissolves the artificial boundary between spiritual life and daily life. In the Zen monasteries, the monks do not just sit in the meditation hall. They cook, they clean, they garden, they chop wood, engaging in what is called samu or work practice. The goal of samu is to bring the same quality of focused attention to physical labor that one brings to the breath, proving that enlightenment is not found in escaping the world, but in engaging with it fully. When a monk sweeps the courtyard, he is not just trying to get the leaves out of the way. He is sweeping the dust from his own mind, moving with grace, with economy of motion, with total absorption in the act of sweeping. There is no separation between the sweeper and the broom. There is only the sweeping. How can you apply SAMU to your modern life, transforming your desk into an altar of focus? When you sit down to work, do not view your tasks as a necessary evil to get through so you can really live later. View your work as your craft, your art, your contribution to the tapestry of existence. Whether you are coding software, teaching a class, or driving a truck, bring a quality of reverence to the action, treating your tools and your environment with respect. Arrange your workspace with care, clearing the clutter that scatters the eye and the mind. Create a physical environment that supports mental clarity, remembering that a messy desk often reflects a messy mind. By organizing your outer world, you help organize your inner world, creating a feedback loop of order and calm. When you start a task, enter it fully, diving into the deep end of the present moment. Don't let your mind wander to the next task or the previous mistake. Be here, with this spreadsheet, with this customer, with this line of code. Notice the details, the nuances, the texture of the work. Take pride in the quality of your effort, not just the result. When you work with this level of dedication, you enter a flow state where time disappears. The ego disappears and stress evaporates because there is no resistance. Burnout comes from resistance, from wishing you were somewhere else. Flow comes from acceptance, from diving deep into the here. And now, let's listen to the story of the archer and the prize, a tale that illustrates the danger of attachment to outcomes. A young archer was training with a master. He was very talented and could hit the bullseye almost every time during practice, when no one was watching. One day, the master said, "Today we will have a contest. If you hit the bullseye, you will win a brass buckle." The archer stepped up, aimed, and fired. Bullseye. He felt good, confident in his skill. The next day, the master said, "Today, the prize is a silver shield." The archer stepped up. He felt a little more pressure. His hand shook slightly. He fired. He hit the target, but not the center. The third day, the master said, "Today, the prize is a chest of gold." The archer stepped up. His heart was pounding in his chest. He was thinking about the gold, imagining what he would buy, fearing the shame of losing such a treasure. He aimed. He fired. He missed the target completely. The master looked at him and said, "When you shoot for nothing, you have all your skill. When you shoot for a brass buckle, you are nervous. When you shoot for a prize of gold, you go blind. You see the target's the real one and the prize. Your skill has not changed, but the prize divides your attention. You care more about winning than you do about shooting. The need to win drains your power." This is a profound lesson for our work lives and our morning ambition. We are often so focused on the gold, the promotion, the praise, the money, the outcome that we lose our skill and our joy in the process. We get anxious, we choke, we stop enjoying the craft. To maintain mental clarity, you must detach from the prize. Focus on the shooting. Focus on the process. Do the work for the sake of the work, not for the reward. Trust that if the shooting is good, the prize will come naturally. But if you stare at the prize, you will miss the target. Today, take your eyes off the gold. Stop worrying about the result. Stop worrying about what your boss will think. Just focus on drawing the bow. Just focus on aiming the arrow. Do the best job you can in this moment. This detachment from the outcome liberates you from fear. It allows your natural talent to flow. You become lighter, faster, and ironically, more successful. The paradox of success is that it comes most easily to those who do not chase it with desperation. Let's discuss the energy of non-striving, or *way*, often translated as effortless action or action without action. It sounds contradictory to the Western mind. How can you act without effort? Think of water flowing down a hill. It doesn't try to flow. It doesn't strain or struggle. It simply follows the path of least resistance, moving around obstacles, filling hollows, eventually reaching the ocean. It is incredibly powerful. It can carve canyons through solid rock, yet it is completely soft. We are often taught to hustle, to grind, to push through walls with brute force. We use force, and force creates resistance. *way* suggests a different way. It suggests that we align ourselves with the natural flow of circumstances, like a sailor adjusting the sails to catch the wind rather than rowing against it. Instead of forcing a door open, we look for the handle. Instead of swimming upstream, we use the current. This requires sensitivity. You have to listen to the situation. Is this the right time to push? Or is it time to wait? Is this the right direction? Or should I pivot? When you force things, you create turbulence and exhaustion. When you practice *way*, you conserve energy. You act at the precise moment when action is most effective. It feels like you are doing less, but you are accomplishing more. Today, look for the flow. If you hit a wall, don't bang your head against it. Step back. Look for the flow. Is there another way? Is there a softer way? Be like water, my friend. Water never fights the rock, yet water always wins. Now, consider the power of noble speech as you enter your day. Your words are energy. They create your reality. If you start your morning with complaints, gossip, or negative talk, you are polluting your own mind and the minds of those around you. You are lowering the vibration of your day before it has even begun. I'm so tired. I hate Mondays. This is going to be a disaster. These are spells you are casting on yourself. Prophecies you are fulfilling with your own voice. Change the spell. Use your words to create clarity and connection. Before you speak, ask yourself the 3 Buddhist questions. Is it true? Is it necessary? Is it kind? If it doesn't pass these gates, let it remain unsaid. Silence is better than unskillful speech. Your words are the architects of your experience. Build a temple, not a prison. When you speak to others today, listen more than you talk. Most of us listen with the intent to reply, not to understand. We are waiting for a gap in the conversation so we can insert our opinion. True listening is a rare gift. When you truly listen to someone, you give them space. You validate them. You learn something. And you keep your own mind clear because you aren't frantically constructing your rebuttal while they are speaking. Imagine your mind as a quiet lake. When someone speaks to you, their words are a pebble dropped into the lake. Watch the ripples. Understand the message. But don't let the pebble turn into a boulder that crushes you. Respond with calm. Respond with clarity. If someone is angry, don't absorb their anger. Let their anger be their pebble. You don't have to pick it up. You don't have to carry it in your pocket. Let's revisit the concept of impermanence, or *. Specifically in the context of morning stress, everything changes. The morning will turn into afternoon. The stress you feel right now will pass. The problem that seems huge today will be forgotten in a month. This is the nature of reality. Remembering this helps you maintain perspective. It prevents you from getting stuck in any emotion. If you are happy, enjoy it, knowing it will change. Don't cling to it. If you are sad or stressed, accept it, knowing it will change. Don't fight it. This too shall pass. This mantra is a powerful centering tool. It keeps you from getting to high or to low. It keeps you in the middle path, the path of balance. Imagine you are standing on a bridge watching a river flow beneath you. The water is constantly moving. Leaves, sticks, and debris float by. You don't jump into the river and try to stop the sticks. You just watch them go. Your thoughts and emotions are the debris. You are the watcher on the bridge. Stay on the bridge today. Don't jump into the river of emotion. As the morning progresses, you may face the unexpected, a canceled meeting, a computer crash, a sudden demand. The rigid mind snaps when things change. The flexible mind adapts. Be like the willow tree, not the oak. The oak is strong but rigid. It breaks in the storm. The willow is soft and flexible. It bends with the wind and survives. Cultivate a yes and mindset. When something unexpected happens, instead of saying no, this shouldn't be happening, say yes. This is happening, and now I will do this. Accept the new reality immediately. Don't waste energy wishing it were different. Adaptation is the highest form of intelligence. Resistance is the highest form of stupidity. There is a story of a monk who was building a stone wall. He worked for days, placing each stone perfectly. When he finished, he stepped back to admire his work. He noticed that two stones were crooked. He was devastated. He felt the wall was ruined. He wanted to tear it down. He asked the master if he could rebuild it. The master said no. For months, the monk felt ashamed of the wall. He tried to hide the crooked stones. One day, a visitor came to the monastery. He looked at the wall and said, "That is a beautiful wall." The monk said, "Sir, you must be blind. Can't you see the two crooked stones?" The visitor replied, "Yes, I see the crooked stones, but I also see the 998 perfectly placed stones. The crooked stones make the wall unique. They make it real." We are often like that monk. We focus on the two things that went wrong in our morning and ignore the 100 things that went right. We obsess over the flaw. This destroys our peace. Today, look for the 998 perfect stones. Look for what is working. Shift your focus from the problem to the appreciation. Perfectionism is a trap. It is a form of violence against reality. Embrace the wabi-sabi the beauty of the imperfect, the impermanent, and the incomplete. Your day doesn't have to be perfect to be good. You don't have to be perfect to be worthy. Allow yourself to be human. If you lose your center, don't judge yourself. Just come back. The practice is not about never getting distracted. The practice is about coming back again and again with kindness. I drifted, breathing in. I return, breathing out. I smile. Let's activate the inner smile. Taoist masters teach that smiling triggers a relaxation response in the nervous system. You don't even have to smile with your mouth. You can smile with your eyes or smile with your heart. Imagine a gentle smile energy radiating from your face down into your organs. Smile to your liver. Smile to your stomach. Smile to your heart. This softens your energy field. It makes you approachable. It makes you resilient. Try this when you walk into a room today. Enter with an inner smile. Notice how people react to you. You are broadcasting a frequency of safety and warmth. You become a magnet for positive interactions. Now, think about your transition points, the moments between tasks, the drive to work, the walk to the break room. These are often lost. Moments filled with phone scrolling or rushing. Reclaim them. Make them moments of mindfulness. When you walk to the car, feel your feet, look at the sky, take 3 conscious breaths. When you are waiting for the elevator, stand tall and center yourself. These micro meditations add up. They act as speed bumps that slow down the momentum of stress. They keep you grounded throughout the day. Let's talk about compassion, or karuna. The Dalai Lama says, if you want others to be happy, practice compassion. If you want to be happy, practice compassion. Compassion is not just being nice. It is a strategic tool for mental clarity. When you are self-centered, your world is small. Every slight is a tragedy. When you are compassionate, your world expands. You connect with others. If someone cuts you off in traffic, instead of getting angry, think, maybe they are rushing to the hospital. Maybe they are having a terrible day. Send them a wish for safety. This instantly neutralizes your anger. You protect your own peace by being kind to them. It's a selfish act in the best possible way. Today, look for opportunities to be kind. Hold a door. Say thank you. Give a genuine compliment. These small acts create ripples of positivity. They change the chemistry of your brain. They make you feel abundant. As we near the end of this hour, I want you to visualize your day as a journey across a calm ocean. You are the captain of your ship. The ship is your mind. You have the map, your intention. You have the compass, your values. You have the anchor, your breath. There may be waves. There may be wind. But you know how to sail. You don't fight the ocean. You work with it. You adjust your sails. You keep your hands steady on the wheel. You trust the ship. You are not a victim of the day. You are the creator of the day. You bring the peace. You bring the focus. You bring the light. Take a moment to check in with your body again. Are your shoulders raised? Drop them. Is your jaw tight? Release it. Is your belly tight? Soften it. You are a reservoir of calm. Remember the story of the Zen master who was asked, "What is the most important thing?" He wrote, "Attention." The student asked, "Is that it? Can you add something?" The master wrote, "Attention, attention." The student was frustrated. "What does that mean?" The master wrote, "Attention, attention, attention." "But what is attention?" The student yelled. The master replied, "Attention is attention. This is the ultimate secret. Your life is what you pay attention to. If you pay attention to stress, your life is stress. If you pay attention to peace, your life is peace. You have the flashlight, shining on what matters, shining on the beauty, shining on the solution, shining on the present moment. You are ready. The foundation is laid. The walls are strong. The roof is secure. You have washed your bowl. You have emptied your cup. You have tamed the monkey. You have become the mountain. Go forth into your day not as a warrior fighting a battle, but as a gardener tending a garden. Pull the weeds of negativity. Water the seeds of intention. Enjoy the flowers of connection. The world needs your calm. The world needs your clarity. The world needs your light. Take one last deep breath. Inhale the power of the universe. Exhale the limitations of the ego. Open your eyes. Look around you. This is your life. It is happening now. It is a gift. Step into it with courage. Step into it with grace. Step into it with love. You are centered. You are clear. You are ready to begin. Let us now deepen our understanding of the challenges that inevitably arise when we step into the arena of the day, particularly the challenge of difficult people. The morning may start peacefully, but soon you will encounter the empty boat. There is a Taoist story about a man crossing a river in a small boat. He sees another boat coming toward him, fast. He shouts, "Turn aside. Watch out." But the boat keeps coming. He gets angry. His face turns red, and he stands up to scream at the pilot. The boat crashes into him. But when he looks into the other boat, he sees that it is empty. It wasn't steered by an enemy. It had just slipped its knot and drifted downstream. In that moment, his anger vanishes. Who can he be angry at? An empty boat. He realizes his rage was foolish. The profound teaching here is that most people you meet today are empty boats. The driver who cuts you off, the rude coworker, the impatient client, they are not steering with a conscious intention to hurt you. They are being swept along by the currents of their own conditioning, their own stress, their own hidden traumas. They are asleep at the wheel of their own lives. When you see them as empty boats, you stop taking it personally. You simply steer around them. You don't let their chaos become your chaos. To maintain your center, you must also master the art of the second arrow. The Buddha taught that in life, we cannot always avoid the first arrow. The first arrow is the painful event, the headache, the criticism, the financial loss. This arrow strikes us, and it hurts. But the second arrow is the one we shoot into ourselves. The second arrow is our reaction. It is the story we tell. Why is this happening to me? It's not fair. I can't handle this. The first arrow causes pain. The second arrow causes suffering. The first arrow is inevitable. The second arrow is optional today. When the first arrow hits when you spill your coffee or miss a deadline, don't shoot the second arrow. Don't add mental anguish to physical reality. Simply say, this has happened. Accept the first arrow, remove it gently, and move on. Do not compound your trouble with unnecessary emotional drama. Now, consider the teaching of the tight string. A musician asked the Buddha, "How should I meditate?" The Buddha asked, "How do you tune your instrument? If the string is too loose, what happens?" "It makes no sound," the musician said. "And if it is too tight, it snaps," the musician replied. "Exactly," said the Buddha. The path to enlightenment is the middle way, not too loose, not too tight. This applies perfectly to your productivity today. If you are too loose, lazy, distracted, procrastinating, you will make no music. You will feel lethargic and unfulfilled. But if you are too tight, stressed, rushing, perfectionist, you will snap. You will burn out. You must find the middle tension. Focus without anxiety, effort without strain, discipline without rigidity. Tune your mind like a fine instrument. Check in with yourself every hour. Am I too tight? Am I too loose? Adjust your tuning. Another powerful centering technique is the gap between stimulus and response. There is a space, and that space lies your power to choose your response. In our response lies our growth and our freedom. Most of us live in a stimulus-response loop. Trigger greater than reaction. Trigger greater than reaction. Someone yells, we yell back. Phone dings, we check it. Today, widen the gap. When the phone dings, pause. Take one breath, then decide if you want to check it. When someone is rude, pause. Feel your feet, then decide how to respond. In that pause, you step out of the robot mode and into the master mode. That pause is the sanctuary of your free will. It is where you break the chains of habit. Let us speak of joyful discipline. We often think of discipline as punishment, as something hard and dry. But in Zen, discipline is the path to freedom. By having the discipline to wake up early, you gain the freedom of a quiet morning. By having the discipline to eat well, you gain the freedom of health. By having the discipline to focus, you gain the freedom of flow. Reframe your discipline today. Don't see it as a cage. See it as a key. I get to do this. I choose to focus. This shift from have to choose. To change is the energy from heaviness to lightness. Enjoy the feeling of self-mastery. There is a deep, quiet joy in keeping a promise to yourself. Finally, remember the tiger and the strawberry. A man was chased by a tiger to the edge of a cliff. He swung down on a vine. Above him, the tiger snarled. Below him, another tiger waited. Two mice, one white and one black, began to gnaw on the vine. At that moment, the man saw a wild strawberry growing from the cliff face. Holding the vine with one hand, he plucked the strawberry and ate it. How sweet it tasted. This story is extreme, but it is a metaphor for our lives. The tigers of death and stress are always there. Time the mice is always running out. We are always hanging by a vine. But that doesn't mean we can't taste the strawberry. The strawberry is the present moment. It is the smile of your child, the taste of your lunch, the beauty of the sunset. Don't let the tiger steal your strawberry, even in a stressful day. There are moments of sweetness. Find them, savor them. They are the fuel that keeps you going. They are the reminders that life is good, right here, right now. In the midst of the danger, you are equipped, you are awake, you are centered. The day awaits your presence. As you step into the fullness of the day, imagine that you are carrying a lantern of white light. In the center of your chest, a light that illuminates the path before you and dispels the shadows of confusion and doubt. You are no longer just a passive observer of your life. You are an active participant, a creator who is consciously weaving the threads of intention into the fabric of reality. With every choice you make, this lantern is fueled by the stillness you cultivated this morning, and its flame is protected by the glass of your mindfulness, ensuring that the winds of circumstance, the sudden urgencies, The unexpected delays, the shifting moods of others cannot blow it out. You are walking into the marketplace of the world, a place of noise and transaction. But you are not of the marketplace. You are a traveler from the high mountains, carrying the cool, fresh air of the peaks in your lungs, moving with a rhythm that is slower, deeper, and more deliberate than the frantic pace of the crowd. This difference in rhythm is your power. It acts as a magnetic field, drawing order from chaos, and calming the nervous systems of everyone you encounter, often without a single word being spoken. Let us explore the profounds and practice of *kin and *, or walking meditation, which bridges the gap between the cushion and the concrete, teaching us that meditation is not a posture, but a state of mind that can be sustained in motion. Usually, when we walk, our minds are miles ahead of our bodies, rushing toward the destination, treating the space between here and there as a dead zone to be crossed as quickly as possible. We lean forward, our heads down, our thoughts churning, missing the journey entirely in our obsession with the arrival. Today, try to align your body and your mind. When you walk to your car, to the subway, or down the hallway to a meeting, let your attention sink into the soles of your feet. Feeling the earth rising to meet you with every step, coordinate your breath with your stride step. Step, inhale, step, step, exhale, turning your commute into a sacred pilgrimage. By arriving at your destination fully integrated, you do not bring the frantic energy of the journey into the room. You enter as a solid presence, ready to engage, ready to listen, ready to lead. As you navigate the complexities of your day, you will inevitably encounter the gates of paradise and hell, a teaching brought to life by the story of a great samurai who went to a Zen master and asked, "Master, teach me about heaven and hell. Do they really exist?" The master looked at the fierce warrior and replied with supreme disdain, "Teach you? You are a brute. You are stupid and ugly. Your sword is rusty. You are a disgrace to the samurai class. I have no time for filth like you." The samurai's face turned crimson with rage. His ego was shattered, his honor insulted. He drew his sword, raising it high to decapitate the monk. The master looked him in the eye and said softly, "That is the gate to hell." The samurai froze. He realized the master had risked his life to show him his own anger, his own lack of control. He was overcome with gratitude for this profound teaching. He sheathed his sword and bowed deeply. The master smiled and said, "That is the gate to heaven." This story reveals the terrifying and liberating truth that heaven and hell are not geographical locations waiting for us after death. They are psychological states that we enter and exit dozens of times a day based on our reactions. When you lose your temper, when you are consumed by jealousy, when you are paralyzed by fear, you have opened the gate to hell and walked right in, burning in the fires of your own emotions. When you pause, when you forgive, when you choose patience over reaction, you open the gate to heaven, entering a state of cool, refreshing peace. The keys to these gates are always in your pocket. Today, watch yourself standing at the threshold. When the email comes that makes your blood boil, realize you are standing at the gate. Do you draw your sword or do you bow? The choice is instantaneous, but the consequences last a lifetime. Choose heaven. Choose the sheath. Choose the breath. In the heat of the workday, you may find yourself overwhelmed by the sheer volume of tasks. The feeling that there is simply too much to do and not enough time a sensation. That leads to the paralysis of analysis paralysis. Zen offers a solution in the concept of *Kaizen*, or continuous improvement through small steps, reminding us that the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step and, more importantly, is completed one step at a time. When you look at the mountain, it is terrifying. When you look at the path directly in front of your feet, it is manageable. Do not try to build the whole wall today. Just lay one brick as perfectly as you can. Then lay another, then another. By shrinking your focus to the micro task, you bypass the amygdala's fear response, which is triggered by the enormity of the macro goal. You enter a zone of quiet competence, where the only thing that exists is the brick in your hand. Before you know it, the wall is built, and you are not exhausted, You are exhilarated by the flow of the work. Let us speak of the art of listening, a skill that is becoming extinct in our noisy, self-absorbed culture, yet remains the most potent tool for connection and influence. Most of the time, we are not listening. We are reloading, waiting for the other person to take a breath, so we can fire our own opinion back at them, treating conversation as a combat zone, where the goal is to score points. Deep listening, or ****, is the practice of emptying your mind of your own agenda and becoming a hollow bamboo, allowing the other person's words to flow through you without obstruction or judgment. When you listen to someone this way, whether it is a client, a child, or a partner, you give them the rare gift of being truly seen and heard, which satisfies a deep, primal hunger in the human soul. This often dissolves conflict instantly, as most conflict is simply a desperate cry for validation. Today, try to listen to the space behind the words. Hear the emotion, the need, the unspoken fear. By listening with your heart and not just your ears, you become a healer in a world of shouters. As the sun climbs higher and the energy of the morning fades, you may hit the midday slump. That moment when focus blurs and the temptation to check out becomes strong. Instead of reaching for sugar or caffeine, which are borrowed energy with a high interest rate, reach for the 0-point reset. Go to a quiet place, even a bathroom stall or a park car, set a timer for 3 minutes. And do nothing, absolutely nothing. Do not meditate, do not plan, do not scroll. Just let your system power down. Visualize your brain as a computer that has too many tabs open, creating lag and heat. This 3-minute pause is a hard reboot, clearing the cache and cooling the processor. When the timer goes off, you will come back online with a sharpness and clarity that no energy drink can provide. This is honoring the rhythm of your biology, the ultradian cycles that require a valley of rest for every peak of activity. We must also address the poison of comparison, the thief of joy that sneaks in when we look at the highlight reels of others' lives and feel that we are falling behind. There is a Zen proverb that says, "The flower does not think of competing with the flower next to it. It just blooms." The rose is not better than the sunflower. The oak is not better than the bamboo. They are simply different expressions of life, following their own genetic blueprint and their own timeline. When you compare your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 20, you create unnecessary suffering and distract yourself from your own growth. Your journey is unique. It has never happened before, and it will never happen again. Keep your eyes on your own paper. Tend to your own garden. If you water your neighbor's grass with your envy, your own grass will die of thirst. Trust that you are exactly where you need to be, learning the lessons that are tailored specifically for your soul's evolution. In the realm of decision-making, we often suffer from the fear of making the wrong choice, freezing at the crossroads because we want a guarantee of the outcome before we commit. Zen teaches us that there are no wrong choices, only different paths that lead to different lessons. The warrior does not worry about the outcome of the battle. He worries about the impeccability of his swordplay. Make your decision with the best information you have, align it with your values, and then execute it with total commitment. Once the arrow has left the bow, do not run after it trying to steer it. Let it fly. If it misses, you will adjust your aim for the next shot. The hesitation is more damaging than the mistake. Action clarifies, stagnation confuses. Trust your intuition, the quiet whisper that arises before the loud voice of fear kicks in. That whisper is your internal GPS, connected to the universal intelligence. Let us revisit the concept of inner being, taught by the great master Thich Nhat Hanh, which reminds us that we do not exist independently. We interare with everything else. The paper you write on is made of trees, which are made of rain, which is made of clouds, which are made of the sun. Without the sun, there is no paper. Without the logger, the trucker, the clerk, you cannot do your work. When you see this web of connection, a profound sense of gratitude arises. You realize you are supported by the entire universe in every moment. Your lunch was grown by a farmer you will never meet. Your clothes were sewn by hands on the other side of the world. This awareness shifts you from a feeling of isolation, me against the world, to a feeling of belonging, me as part of the world. It softens the hard shell of the ego and opens the heart to a natural, unforced generosity. As the afternoon wears on, you may encounter the fog of repetition, the boredom that comes from doing the same tasks over and over. Zen masters were experts at this. They would rake the same rocks in the garden every day for 40 years, yet every day the raking was new. The secret is *shash and *, the beginner's mind. Imagine you have never done this task before. Look at it with curiosity. Notice details you have become blind to. Can you do it more efficiently? Can you do it with more grace? Can you find a new rhythm? Boredom is not a property of the task. It is a property of the mind. It is the mind checking out. Bring the mind back, zoom in, and you will find a universe of complexity and beauty in the simplest act. The master finds infinity in a grain of sand. The fool finds boredom in a palace. Let's discuss the power of no to maintain your center. You must be a guardian of your time and energy. You cannot say yes to everything without saying no to yourself. A no to a distraction is a yes to your purpose. A no to a draining social obligation is a yes to your rest. Many of us are afraid to say no because we fear rejection or conflict. But a polite, firm refusal is respected by people of value. It shows that you take your life seriously. It shows that you have boundaries. Do not over-explain. Do not apologize profusely. Just say, I cannot commit to that right now, and let it stand. The space you create with your no is the space where your dreams have room to grow. Now, consider the teaching of the empty boat once more, but apply it to your own internal state. Sometimes, we are the empty boat. We have days where we feel hollow, uninspired, drifting, and disconnected. Instead of judging yourself for this, instead of trying to force inspiration, accept the emptiness. The season of winter is necessary for the spring. The field must lie fallow to replenish its nutrients. If you are having a low-energy day, do not fight it. Move slower. Do the basics. Be gentle with yourself. This low tide is a part of the natural rhythm. If you respect the low tide, the high tide will return with greater force. If you fight the low tide, you will be exhausted when the water returns. Trust the cycles of your own being. You are not a machine. You are a garden. As you prepare to transition from the workday to the evening, we approach a critical threshold, the coming home. This is often where the stress of the day bleeds into the sanctuary of the night, poisoning our rest and our relationships. We carry the boss's criticism to the dinner table. We carry the client's anger into our sleep. We need a ritual of release. Imagine a large tree standing outside your front door or the entrance to your living space. This is your worry tree. Before you walk through the door, visualize yourself taking off the heavy backpack of the day. Take out every problem, every unfinished task, every anxiety, and hang them on the branches of the tree. The tree is strong. It can hold them. They will be there tomorrow if you need them, but you do not need to bring them inside. Cross the threshold empty. Enter your home as if you were entering a temple. Wash your hands with cold water, visualizing the day washing down the drain. Change your clothes. This physical act signals to your subconscious that the role of worker is finished, and the role of self has begun. Greet your loved ones or your plants or your pets, or simply the silence of your room with fresh eyes. Don't give them the leftovers of your energy. Give them the best of your presence. The evening is a sacred time for regeneration. Protect it fiercely, reflecting on the day. Practicing *Nick and *, or self-reflection, is a powerful way to close the cognitive loops. Ask yourself 3 simple questions. What did I receive today? Focus on gratitude. What did I give today? Focus on contribution. What trouble did I cause today? Focus on responsibility. This is not about guilt. It is about an objective review. Like a captain checking the ship's log. Acknowledge the mistakes, learn the lesson, and then close the book. Do not ruminate. Rumination is chewing on old food. It provides no nourishment, only indigestion. Let the day be done. Finally, realize that the center we have been talking about all morning is not a destination you reach and then stay it forever. It is a dynamic balance, like riding a bicycle. You will fall off. You will get distracted. You will lose your temper. That is part of the human experience. The victory is not in never falling. The victory is in how quickly you correct. The master is not someone who never gets angry. The master is someone who notices the anger instantly and returns to peace before it causes damage. The time between the trigger and the recovery gets shorter and shorter with practice. Eventually, the recovery is instantaneous. You are the creator of your reality. Your mind is the lens through which you see the world. If the lens is dirty with fear, the world looks scary. If the lens is polished with mindfulness, the world looks clear and manageable. You have the power to polish the lens in every moment. You are not a victim of your circumstances. You are the alchemist of your experience. You can turn lead into gold. You can turn stress into strength. You can turn noise into a signal. As we bring this session to a close, remember that this state of clarity is not a luxury. It is a necessity for a life well lived. It is the foundation of your health, your happiness, and your impact on the world. You have the tools now. You know how to wash the bowl. You know how to empty the cup. You know how to be the mountain. You know how to watch the clouds. Keep this practice alive. Return to this audio whenever you feel the fog descending. Let these stories be your companions, your reminders, your wake-up calls. You are walking a noble path, the path of the awakened warrior who conquers the world not by fighting it, but by mastering himself. Take one final, deep breath. Inhale the possibilities of the rest of your life. Exhale the limitations of the past. The bell of the present moment is ringing. Can you hear it? It is calling your name. Answer it with your full presence. Answer it with your full heart. Answer it with your full power. You are centered. You are clear. You are free. Walk in peace.